Hello, everyone from Florida. It's cocktail hour with Rick. I am Rick Serra, your host. How are you tonight? With me, as always, I couldn't do it without her, Darlene, my lovely wife, and out somewhere in the off camera. Oh, you can maybe see if I had the camera pointed down. Behind the curtain, Beauregard the dog.
I'm having problems.
So I see we are getting ads. I got an ad.
Okay.
So we are going to have ads. This is bullshit. I never had ads before. Oh
I
well.
haven't seen that.
Good day,
In the
everybody,
beginning there are.
or good night, or good tomorrow, depending on where on the globe you are located. I am on the west coast of Florida, not far from Tampa or St. Peter, Clearwater. We're right in the middle. We're in heaven. We're in the magic zone.
Okay, we
I
have
won't leave you alone.
Arsenal.
Arsenal,
This is.
from
my
over on
life.
the other side in Europe.
Are you going to talk over me or you want me to
Keep
do this?
going and just inflect your voice and throw it.
This is my life. John C. Rick Serra.
Yes,
In Dallas, Alaska.
I see Don
Well,
Cathcart.
I was just getting there.
Oh, you keep going.
Do you want to do this? I'll shut
No,
up.
you stop. You
Okay,
keep going.
Don Cathcart. Takes me a minute to go. Jennifer Weller.
It's a long way from
Maria
Canada
G.
down here. So where I live in this 55 and older
Maria
community,
G. Soul. Scott
With Darlene.
Bagley. Apple Tree.
and my mother,
Leslie Casada. Did you hear me?
yes,
Leslie Casada.
I see that. Leslie, hello.
Hello.
Leslie from Pennsylvania.
Bobby the Desert Walker. Shaylee.
Bobby the Desert Walker.
Gary Baba Booey.
I think UK.
Art Star. Third Martian. Retromax.
Cheers, everybody. It's cocktail hour with Rick time.
Denise F. Third Martian. Misty Woods. Long Duck Dong.
Long, not short duck dong. Long.
Marlon says hi.
Marlon,
Hi.
hello.
I loved how he surprised you, John. Apple Tree.
So,
Ponytail Dungeon Master.
ponytail.
Dialia. K1ish. Natasha Simmons.
K2ish and 3ish.
Zach Pyle.
Happy Friday, everybody. I see that the talking is going on. Remember to click the like button. If you miss
Miss
it,
Flo.
all you have to do is back to the channel, click the like button on the
Hazel
box
Tex.
that is
Boy
live.
Quitter.
It's outlined in red. I don't know why YouTube does that, but it's kind of cool. Click like on that box, come back inside, and continue. Anytime before the show, please click like. That's our token. We operate in trying to give you good vibes and give you the opportunity to come back with a like. So how are you all? Has it been a tough week?
Problem in the room.
What's wrong?
Misty Woods. Husband had a stroke and heart problems. He's back home recuperating.
Misty, I'm so sorry for your hubby. Prayers to hubby, Misty's hubby. Please write us to rick.adr@aol.com.
Joanne Wickless.
It's down there at the bottom, so I can put up a message on the channel page and appeal for prayers for your husband. Heart and stroke. Can't you just pick one? That's really a lot of shit to take at one time. Not very fair. Is hubby able to watch? Here, I'm going to take this for you. You're going to be better now because that went down so smoothly. Really sorry, that's a bummer. Something like that could hit any of us anytime.
Wow, Jen is headed to Mexico.
Jen is going to Cancun.
Did you know this? When were you going to tell me?
I didn't know exactly what date it was going to be, but I knew she had her trip she'd paid for. and she wanted to not lose her money.
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad she's going.
So, what is Jen taking Hades?
No,
Uh,
why did they take Hades?
So is it
I imagine it's
Marlon
her
and
Marlon.
Bailey are going? Okay, Jen and Marlon probably. I got you. Why not the dog? The dog wants to play and swim in the nice warm waters of Cancun. Don't forget to go to Shelha. That's where you can snorkel and see all the beautiful creatures in that sunken spring, basically is what it is. And
How'd
ever
your
been to
girlie?
Cancun
Hello.
out there? Cancun, anybody? We had our anniversary our wedding,
It's called a
honeymoon. Sorry, I got the right word. I knew it was a trip related to marriage. Let's pull the right word out. And we had a great time there until we were trying to fool around and got bit by little crabs or something. Remember that?
That was not in Cancun.
Oh, that was in Bahamas.
That was in Florida.
I always get this all mixed up.
Hollywood Beach.
Oh, it was over on the East Coast. I got you.
Oh, that sounds like fun, Jen.
Now that's right. We went on this cruise. It was really a timeshare thing, but they gave you a free cruise to go over to Freeport, Bahamas, remember? And then we came back after taking a ride, and I think we stayed on the ship and we were here like one night
Something like that.
and then we came back.
But we had a couple days in Hollywood Beach.
So I'm playing blues courtesy of epidemicsound.com. So they had a playlist of
Hey,
just
new girl.
some old time blues. Hope you enjoy it in the background. Goes well with the crickets.
Hey, Spin Dallas, I saw 2 times a great blue herring chasing.
A snowy egret.
Yep.
And then Darlene snapped a photograph of a bird we had not been able to recognize. Can you? I guess it's too much trouble. I was going to see if she could pull the picture up and hold it.
I don't know if they're going to be able to see it, but I can do that.
So this is for whenever Spin Dallas comes on.
He's in.
Is in? Okay. We
I've
got the
been
expert.
several times.
All right, so,
I don't know how this is going to play.
all right, right there. That's good. So that should be a good view for Spin Dallas. What do you think it is? Could you tell us, please? I'm looking carefully. Very, very. It's a cool. No, that's not. Looks like a
William King.
kingfisher. It's according to no, it's a kingfisher.
Josh was here.
Not a blue jay. Did you see that photo we just were holding up? It's a bird. Thank you, Soul. I know it wasn't a butterfly and it wasn't a moth. It's a night heron again.
Black
A night.
brown night heron. Thanks, Ben.
So, yes, thank you very much, Spin. They took me for a spin. I saw one of them a couple different times.
Thanks, John.
So I guess a couple different evenings going around.
It does have that look apple tree.
And I just heard a interesting call.
I think it's stuck.
Turn it down a little bit. So,
Hey,
Mega Death
Brian Little.
Gigantor, thank you very much. Buy a large Nerf dart and make it count, Ollie.
I will. Hey, Brian Little.
Hello, Josh was here. And John C. And then there's Hazel Peck 712.
Yes, that is Bo behind the curtain.
Are you new to coming to the cocktail hour with Rick Hazel Pecks? Please let me know, because if you are, in fact, a newbie, we have a free gift we'd like
John
to
just
send.
put that up. I just put it up. Mark
So-
Porterfield.
If you send us an email to that secret email address right here with your name and mailing address, we need all that information.
Yeah, we had somebody send me
We
their
send
street
you
address,
with
period.
no, that's not enough. We
I
need
did send them
all of
an
it.
email back asking for the full, but
Remember their name?
No, hon, and I wouldn't say
Oh well.
names on here anyway.
Well, somebody, if you replied with only your partial address last weekend,
Oh, Hazel,
you may want to give us the whole.
She did get their present. That's great.
Oh, she did. Well, very good.
Well, I don't know.
So
if
Hazel's
did.
fairly new.
Yes.
It was probably an older photograph when I looked better.
Oh.
What happened?
Jen has to, Missy has to start wearing diapers.
Oh no. Missy is a female beagle, member of the family. Thank you again, Megadeth. Thank you for your Friday presents. Oh, I already read that one.
Yes, I responded. I wanted to know why all his
Oh, I got
people
you.
with him were women, good-looking women.
I had it stuck. All right, so today, you might have known a little hint by all the posting I did.
Can you put that down just a little bit?
What do you mean?
The camera. Tilt it
Point
down
it
a little
down?
bit.
Yes.
I'll let you know in a minute because I'm like 3 seconds behind. Yeah. You can just see Bo
Oh,
on
good.
the other side of the curtain. Yeah, that's better.
Plus, you can see
Hey, DJ
so low.
Infinity.
Here I am on a stool to help me if I can't see the words. I can look. Oh, damp the music. Okay, I damped it.
Thank you, Alaska.
Because since you asked, I listened.
Yeah. Hey,
Hello, Gary Baba Booey.
did we sing to DJ last week? DJ Infinity?
Yes, we did.
Okay, because he's celebrating his birthday week.
Well, DJ, if you need it a second time, I will sing to you.
Hey, Boston wins.
But, so last weekend I visited people on the other side of Florida. It was amazing. People live over on the East Coast as well. Yes, they do, and they have cars and houses, and all kind of things just like us.
Why wouldn't they?
I was on an adventure. I was trying to make it sound like it was really an arduous. I can't even
Don't
say the
ask
word.
me. I can't speak
Can't
English.
say it normally. An arduous trip across the sands of Florida. From over here on the west coast all the way across to West Palm Beach. And then a little bit left and then right and left. And I ended up at this place. It's called...
Oh, we do have a birthday in the room.
Okay, well, let me get after this, okay?
Okay.
I went to a place called Yesteryear Village. I'd only heard about this, but I really didn't know what it was all about. So I go, and I'm kind of not knowing what I'm about to encounter. I knew it was something with the paranormal, and I was meeting people who were fellow explorers of the unknown, like I am. And I found that these people actually speak English. They're friendly. They eat the same kind of foods and cookies.
Hey,
And everywhere I went to eat with them, and I was treated as well,
Hey, Norm.
the food was all good. Not like over here on the West Coast where once every 4 or 5 times the food is good. Both times the food was good at 2 different places, 2 different times.
I have to interrupt
It
you.
was unbelievable. What?
We have 3 birthdays.
3
And
birthdays.
I've stopped looking. I'm holding up the chat so I make sure I get all 3.
Okay.
Okay, Cougar Burley. It's his or her his 60th, her 60th. their 60th. I don't know which one to use. Cougar.
Codger Burley.
Codger Burley.
I'm reading
Okay.
words. Codger Burley 1,
And
I'm sure.
And today is.
And here it is,
Rose
Codger
birthday.
Burley 1 is 60. Welcome to the decade. I am the spokesperson of the 60s, Rick Serra, and I'm glad that you're now cool enough to be part of the 60s people. My wife was pretty cool until she passed 69. Now she's 70, so she's not as cool as the 60s people. You understand, Codger?
I'm always one
Roger,
step ahead
Dodger,
of them.
Codger. I have a Codger. No, it's a cod piece. I'm sorry. And I haven't used it for a long time because I don't usually rock and roll anymore. Because they asked me, please, lower, lower, lower. I went so low, I was silent. Then they applauded. Okay, here it goes.
Makes no sense.
Codger, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Codger Burley 1. Happy birthday to you. Because you're cool, because you're a 60s child now. Literally in years. Sorry to tell you also, you're in your 61st year now. You just finished the 60th. And plus 8 or 9 months of gestation. We don't get credit for that, but that is part of life.
Okay.
All right, what else?
Miss Glow is 57.
Miss Glow is 57, but with a name like that, she's already glowing. I'm feeling kind of excited knowing I have a young chick to sing to now. 57. Ready to glow. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Miss Glow. Whoa, whoa. Happy birthday to you. And just think, in a couple of years you'll be 60 and you'll be cool like Codger Burley and myself. All right, who else?
Boston wins.
Boston wins?
It was 2 weeks ago and we missed.
We never got Boston wins. I bet you all the years you've been watching, is this like the first time we ever got you on your birthday? I am really happy we got you. Because he's a good old fan and we love people living up there in the cold Northeast. So we can live down here in Florida. We use up your space. All right, here we go, Boston. I hope you win.
A digital shark.
Except when you play the Orioles, then I hope you lose. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Boston wins. Except when you play the Orioles. Happy birthday.
Oh, yay. Happy birthday. Digital shark.
I don't know how many years he is.
No, he didn't say. Digital shark.
39.
Digital Shark is celebrating their 9th wedding anniversary. They got married on April Fool's Day.
I know one other person that I associate that date
I
with.
wish, Bobby.
But I wish you many, many years of happy, healthy, blissful married life. How's that? Blissful, yes. So I don't know, what do I sing on Happy Anniversary?
The anniversary, too.
Happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary to you.
James World.
And you too. You're the wife. You married him and you risked your life, but you stay. Happy anniversary to you, honey, and to the guy too.
We have another birthday.
Another birthday. Are you guys just getting born?
No.
So I'll sing?
19 years old. It's Mark Porterfield's daughter, Alyssa, I think is how you say it.
Alyssa? 19, Mark's daughter. This is great. Now we're watching this become generational.
43,
What do you think?
Boston Wind was 43.
43, I said 39, Boston,
Hey,
okay?
the Explorers.
Just want you to remember, I
Mr.
gave you
Meat
39.
Pants.
All right, so Alyssa, it's time for Alyssa, everybody. Shh, stop, okay. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Alyssa, you're only 19. Wow! Happy birthday! Isn't life keen? Especially if you're 19. I'm old.
Hey, Jen, we couldn't get any.
You're lucky. You're only
Couldn't
19.
get any reservations
Why?
for Acetate.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently, she texted you and you never responded.
You know what?
No, I don't. You tell me.
I must have missed her text. Because I do
Hey,
text
Jimmy
her.
Rick.
Hey, Jimmy, hey, Rick, hey, how are you? You working or you off?
He's on break.
On break. He works too many hours. But he took time to take a look at my video. Thank you, Jimmy, for his support. And I saw that 49 people had watched the video today. That was truly remarkable.
Thanks,
Thank you very
Alaska.
much. So I guess I need to do some other different kind of video. You are not really liking the soft vibes and the Zen music. I have to mix it up. So I will. I'm up to the challenge. And now I have some fresh footage to troll through and see what I caught. Because I really...
Apple Tree, is it your birthday? I didn't see that.
Apple Tree too?
Maybe. They go, I'll sing to myself.
Oh, don't you dare.
Just let us know how old are you, Apple Tree.
If
and
you
Rick will
wish.
Sing.
Apple Tree,
Yeah, don't forget the new Discord.
we want to sing to you. Apple Tree.
Thanks, Soul.
There's a new Discord in
20.
town.
Apple Tree is 20.
It is carefree, designed for you to be able to play games with strangers online and not worry
Joanne
you're
Wickles,
going
hello
to
there.
be set up for some kind of abduction. Yes, our Discord, safe according to the FBI, which tracks everybody live. Don't feel bad, feel safe. Just kidding about that on Discord.
Okay.
Who is it?
Apple Tree, 20.
Apple Tree 20. Because you are 20, I am about to sing happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Apple Tree 20. Happy birthday to you, 20. And then a 19-year-old before that,
Happy birthday, Apple
out
Tree.
and hanging with the old fart on Cocktail Hour with Rick. Generational. Mark and his daughter, her birthday. It's just special that this happened to be the 31st of March. Most people are born on the 31st of March. Why? Just add up the months. I guess it was a cool night in August. September, October, November, December, January, February. No, it doesn't work. Cold.
Hey, T-Bear 44.
A cold week in June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February,
Rick.
March. That's it. It's a cold week in June. You all were born after your parents got together because it was a prematurely cold day. All right, so what does this one say? Let me get my glasses on. Jimmy Rick, thank you. I'll rewatch tonight. Have a good show and enjoy, everybody. Have a drink for me. Rick, don't flash anyone. And darling, get him with the darts. I think that I haven't suffered one dart shot yet.
You're getting ready, though.
But I'm getting ready. Spin Dallas, popping in before you go to Seattle. Well, have a good trip. I hope you're flying. If you're driving, that's a lot of stops. Yeah.
Mr. Deepan saw Metallica 30 years ago on March 31st.
What a cool anniversary. 30 years ago, Metallica was playing live for Mr. Deepants in Australia.
Almost got you.
I'm all right. So, are we done? Is this it? All the gestational output recognitions, are they done?
I don't know. I haven't seen. I'll let you know if I see any more.
Any more birthdays? That was a nice shot. Ow! 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 Did you see that? She hit me in my head. She shot me in my little head. Did you like that? Somebody just said $5. Thank you, Derek Hefner.
Jen.
Derek Hefner loved that. Sharpshooter from Hazel Bex. Sharpshooting Dolly, you know it. She's
I've been trying for his nipple. Wait a minute. That's right. Get him.
a little bit to the right.
This doesn't line up very well.
Ow, the chin! Oh. You love this, don't you? That was a little bit to the left. That's up on the neck.
We're not really doing good tonight.
Who's enjoying all this torture? I'm glad you are. Yes, I give myself up. I sacrificially expose myself to nerve darts every Friday night. What else is better than watching some fat guy get shot by nerve darts with a soothing backdrop curtain and this extravagant banner?
Oh, I think I got it.
Artwork of, I think, one of the people watching right now.
Polo Corgi.
Is Leslie still here?
I
You
don't
know that
think so.
Leslie Caseta created Cocktail Hour with Rick. Yes, she did. She did a pretty damn good job, don't you think so, folks?
Incredible.
Incredible. So here we are, just about to start a new month.
I'm sorry it was a rough week. Hope we can help you, Hazel Pix.
So next week, we have a strange
Thanks, Zach.
kind of a crossing of the calendar. Friday,
Oh.
next week, next Friday, is Good Friday. And then one Cocktail Hour with Rick.
Enjoy the show, Jen.
What do we always do on the first Friday of the month? So, I'm not saying that the cleansing, that's what happens the first Friday of every month on Cocktail Hour with Rick, is to be compared to Good Friday.
Completely different.
Totally different, but the one will probably save you. The other one might help prevent gastric distress. That's the one we help with. Yes, remember the difference. The one is spiritual. Mine is usually related by a colorectal kind of clearing. Yes. So we'll have fun doing the cleansing ceremony next Friday on Cocktail Hour with Rick. Yes. I'm sure I'm going to catch flack from somebody.
Your mom.
Um, I know there's people out there, and they probably would go along with my thoughts and laugh, but I won't even go there.
Please don't.
It was for people who actually go to church that would recognize things.
A polo wreck tail event.
Yes, it might be. I was thinking that maybe we could share some bitter herbs and maybe the service of shadows.
Well, Shaylee, this will just clean you out so you're ready.
I'm so
for all
bad.
that
I'm
time.
sorry. Don't leave. Don't unsubscribe. I was just having a little fun.
Ow!
It wasn't that bad.
He overreacts. He can be a
I
sissy.
always do it. I'm a sissy, but I try to make you laugh about it. Third Martian, I'm glad I got your funny bone. How are you tonight? So, like I said, in dribs and drabs, I was in Yesteryear Village, and there's several structures that have been moved from their original location to this site. I think it's 24, 30 acres or something. It's secured, and it's got its own staff, and you have to either go on a designated evening where there may be tours. You can tour through the
Don't get her
complex.
started, DJ.
Or, if you're really lucky and famous and cool, like me, you get an invite and you get to meet all these cool people that volunteer and are, like I said, people who search for the unknown, or what is the meaning of the unknown. What if you don't even know you don't even know? That's pretty hard to even sink your teeth into. You don't even know that you don't know. How can you prepare for something like that? So I participated with different groups that were in basically a rotation through buildings, getting to enjoy the experience that they had. This was last Saturday evening. And I guess it was over by 10:30, 10, something like that. They, I think, kick us out by 11 p.m. Folks, I was in the Riddle House. If you would search Riddle House, and you probably could find there have been others who have investigated it. And now you can add my face to the list of those people who have had such an opportunity. I have to admit, it was not a very long, in-depth period of time, but I have footage, video, recordings, audio, a couple of photographs to go through. Who knows? Maybe I was lucky and caught a little something. It appeared I had some success with the ghost box, which, if you've seen any of my videos, you know that I've had some luck with that. And it's fairly common that I can get my name repeated. But I didn't think it would be that much of a shock when it happened at the Riddle House. Well, one of the gentlemen who was with me at that time, when we were doing that, experimenting with that device, he noticed a couple things that were audible, and particularly that when I called for them to please repeat my name, whoever they were did. Some cool, spooky shit, man. Really was. And the house, like I said, like these other structures, quite a number of them, totally relocated, had to be put back together again, had to be repaired. So even though these structures aren't even on the same spot, in the same soil, in the same ley line, the same electromagnetic whatever was in place where that house used to be, blah, 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 there's still things happening at these structures.
I find that very interesting, Dan.
That is strange.
I
to
mean,
me.
I'm sorry, Don Cathcart.
Well, it was strange.
John Doe Rendo.
Hello, Boatman, Boatman. I see you're here from an ad, or I mean a post. Uh, I know that we've had some years with tornado activity
Oh, it's really
that
bad
seemed
right now.
to be so horrible and the devastation so great. I mean, literally towns have been wiped off of the face of the earth. In the part of America they called Tornado Row, I believe. Alley, that's it. Tornado Alley. Thank you, honey. So
Yeah, hit that like button, guys.
So really, hit that like button. Let's see. Where are we? Okay, we got something going on. 67. And what am I looking at? I'm trying to determine the room is 65 of you lovely people live. Thank you very much for being with us on a Friday night. You help us to have something to do. So we get to safely drink and puff at home. I wish I could have some of you join now that it is a little more safer COVID-wise with especially open air. I could seat one person right here on my right, and we have 2 seats over there. So if you would like tickets to be in the live audience for Cocktail Hour with Rick while we're here in Florida, apparently till June of this year, write us at the same email address that we use for every cotton picking thing, any excuse. And I know there's a couple. Do I or do I? No. Is their name? No. Yeah, it is.
He will let you sit
The
on
nose,
his lap.
the nose could come and visit us. Mr. and Mrs. No, what do you think? I saw Mr. No on a minute ago. Maybe you could come visit us on one of our Friday shows. We would enjoy that. You could have helped eat some of the carry-out food we obtained. Or
The food was good.
It was good.
Did you like your gyro?
yeah, the gyro was
Did you
fine.
like the cheesesteak?
The cheesesteak, I really got hardly any of it.
Well, Rick, you had a whole fucking gyro.
I know, so I didn't care.
But you got
So,
a piece of
I
it.
got a piece with about 2 spoonfuls of meat. So, but what I had,
God, see what I mean about you? You always
Oh.
complain.
I'm trying to tell you,
So I should have given you a bigger piece.
just a little bit more. Is that
You
okay?
had plenty. And the onion rings were good too.
They were?
Don't tell me you didn't eat any onion rings.
I had to. I did. Onion rings. Do you like onion rings? You take some onion, you dip it in some kind of a flour batter stuff, and then you deep fry it. Have you ever had onion rings? They're better with onion and not just the batter.
LKT from San Diego.
San Diego, welcome to the program.
Comatose Hero.
Welcome, welcome.
Amy Hackney from Vermont.
Wow. And again, anybody who is a new participant in this madness, and by the way, we just finished 3 years of Cocktail Hour with Rick. Now, this being the first week that begins year 4.
So what's in your cup? People want to know what you're drinking.
I'm drinking bourbon, and on the ice has melted the bourbon is largely be consumed. It is
Thanks,
a
Scott.
brand that you hardly would ever have heard of. It's in the moderate price category, but doesn't taste bad at all. It's called Early Times. Early Times. I think I got the last cask of this, and it was distilled in 1721.
See, I am drinking Deep Eddy grapefruit with fresh lemon and water.
She takes these flavored vodkas, especially Deep Eddy brand, almost exclusively,
Yes.
and found that they're sweetened and flavored so effectively. Add ice and water, maybe like a garnish, lime or lemon. You don't need more soda. Just open it up with water and ice.
John Doe Rando drank
It
Early
has a great
Times
taste.
last night.
Oh yeah? John Doe
Oh,
Rando,
no, I read that wrong.
he had something.
Drank Early Times the night he lost his virginity.
Wow.
What was she drinking?
That must have been the cask before the last cask. When you lost your virginity, was that before you put the hand cream on, or was that when you actually were with another human being?
Oh, God. LKT is originally from Richmond, Virginia, but lives in San Diego now.
Okay. So we are originally from Baltimore, Maryland, home of the Orioles and Baltimore Ravens. Yeah. And now we are from Florida, Seminole,
I
Florida.
wasn't drinking when I lost my virginity.
They only created the name and the town at this location in the year 1970. Some of you in my age range were
John Doe Rando
alive
said with a girl.
and were children. With a girl, that's always good, as long as it was a human of some type.
John Doe Rando,
Were you-
he was dead sober for the hand.
Little chafing. It's better if you get into it and if you talk to yourself like, oh yeah, baby, that's the way daddy likes it. Oh,
Why
please.
do you always refer to yourselves as daddy? Hey, woofin'.
You got to play a part, even if it's to yourself.
Mr. D Pants
I
was
mean,
alone when
masturbation
he lost
is
his
called
virginity.
self-manipulation.
Did you hear this?
No, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Mr. D Pants.
Yes.
I was alone when I lost my virginity.
It was alone when he lost his virginity. And this is exactly what I'm talking about.
No, Don, if you use your other hand, it's not cheating.
This is a combination of a bunch of old jokes just stripped of the punchline and just given to you whole. That's all this has been. The rudiment of every joke about masturbation, yes. Oh, get it? Root. Oh, damn, I didn't mean to say that. Let's get to the root of the issue.
I cannot
Madness.
say your name. Kanakarhu. Kanakarhu.
Oh, cool. Licorice liquor, 70%.
It is personal growth, Mr. D Pants.
That's a great shot on a cold night. So, Kanakarhu, welcome to Cocktail Hour with Rick. I'm guessing you might be Japanese, or you have a love of Japan. We have a fan named Potato Kartoff, who's from one of the prefectures of northern Japan. Yes, we do have fans all over the world, and somehow I remember quite a number of you.
Yes, you do. I am terrible with that.
I mean, like, that quick. It's
That
gone.
quick he lost it. Early onset.
Well, early it is. I hope it's not too far advanced.
Polo said finish.
Finish. Okay, good.
You know what?
Oh, and our potato kartoff is in Omori.
Listen to this.
Yes.
You know what's better than dandelions on your piano?
No.
Tulips on your organ.
Tulips. Yes.
Tulips.
Tulips. I got it. What was the dandelion supposed to be?
Just a flower on a piano.
I thought they were talking about somebody. The first name was Dan.
Don't go there.
And he was lying on something. And it was exciting. Stop it. Ow!
Oh, I got you that time.
Oh, you did not. You got my armpit.
Oh, I keep trying to
Yeah.
nipple.
Well, just keep trying. So, as you know, she liberally shoots these darts at all times during the show. So after the show is over, then comes the search.
Bum. I'm from a far region known as Pinellas.
Are you no Ybor Bum?
Ybor Bum.
I've
heard of it. I've been to Ybor City.
I'm in the vicinity of Seminole City Center. Isn't that what it's called?
Yes.
I got it right. I'm in the vicinity of Seminole City Center. Yes, I can almost throw a rock over to it.
On First Fridays, you can hear the music from here.
The trash from Seminole City Center blows right down in front of us. Isn't that nice? Yes, and it gets in a man-made water holding structure that feeds Lake Seminole.
That's right, K1-ish. Seminole City Center.
Seamen are usually people who take a career
That's good, Dallas.
at staying on the water as a career. Other times I've talked about seamen, I've usually been in some dirty motel. But that's just the way it is. And it doesn't really matter if it's dirty. There could be seamen in a 4-star. You may never know. That's the way it is.
Yeah. I need a drink. You want to refresh?
You might as well.
Be good while I'm gone.
I will. There is, it's almost gone. Kill it
Kill
and
it.
then put ice in the
Is
rest
it
of
underneath?
it. Yeah. It's the bottle to the left.
Oh, I can read.
So as my lovely bride-like wife, after going on almost 33 years of marriage, 1990 to 2000 to 2010, 20, yeah, 33. Oh, there's two ways to look at this. One is, how the hell did I get her to stay with me? That's the way most of the women watching right now probably would see the situation. What's long, hard, and full of semen? A submarine, of course. That's not exactly a great joke, but I haven't done much better tonight. Yeah, Darlene loves me. I love her. As long as I allow her to maintain herself in the level of comfort and luxury that she has become accustomed, then I can pursue my own interests. Such as tomorrow. What does Rick have going on tomorrow? Well, going to be going out to film at a Native American festival. Yes, I am. Tomorrow I'm going up to Newport Richey for the Chasco Festival. First year of it was 1922, and it was a fundraising event to buy books for the new library at the time. But they also had a side of it which paid honor to the local people who still are living in Florida in this area. But it also draws national acts from all over the country to come participate, demonstrate their skills, their dances. So I'm going to be treated to fire dancers and other group dancers, some native flute playing, demonstrations of the type of living structures and the things you would find associated with Native Americans of the southeastern United States. Here in Florida, for example, we're pretty much southeastern as much as you can get. Well, maybe Key West is it, but so yes, that's where I'll be tomorrow. I'm going to be hoping to videotape quite a bit of the programming, and I'll be bringing that to you in the future. That will be something different. I hope that you enjoy. I've been wanting to do this kind of a thing for some years, and the opportunity is just, it's right in hand. I can't pass it now.
What?
Going to see the Native American dancers, etc. tomorrow.
Oh, okay. So we're definitely doing that.
Yes.
Okay.
So that and what happened at the Riddle House, and then
Hey, you're right, new girl.
what happened at the house back in Baltimore County, the abandoned old farmhouse. So these are things that are in the cooker. Some been cooking
Oopsie, oopsie.
a little too long. For those that are interested in the video release side of the Rick Serra channel. And Lucy Oopsie, yes, good to have you here. For some reason I didn't get, oh my God, you didn't get the notification? Ugh! So I noticed a few months ago, I guess on Instagram or
Thanks,
on
Alaska.
TikTok, one of my favorite actors doing little shorts.
Stringly Marionette Company. Hello.
Well, now that is a blast
Long
from the
name.
past. That must be Mary Jane from near the Gunpowder River.
It may not be.
It might not be, I doubt that, because that is a group whom I even helped do a show.
I
The
did
Straight
too.
Legs.
I was inside one of those costumes.
Oh, when we did the
New Year's thing.
Eve, that's
Yeah.
right.
Jack-o'-lantern.
That's Darlene and I on a
Grizz,
New Year's Eve
107.
with this artist and friend from Baltimore area. We participated by walking around in these 20, 15-foot, whatever tall structures that were like, one was the Snow
wasn't
Queen
easy.
and one was the Ice King, and yeah, it wasn't easy. Took 3 people, one holding a pole and the others inside flapping an arm or something.
I can't remember. That
Yeah.
was a long time ago.
Yeah. So this is Cocktail Hour with Rick. I am Rick Serra, that person you know from way back, Miss Mary Jane. Glad to have you take a peek at us. We're live from our home in
Hey,
Seminole,
person to person.
Florida, a humble home in a 55 and older mobile home community, not too far from the Gulf of Mexico. And close to St. Petersburg and Clearwater. If anybody ever wanted to know that, now you
Sarah
do.
R.
So where was that? Sarah R. Hi everyone, and you just got out of work, but I'm glad to have you tune on and tune in. You know what I mean? So it was a tough week, huh, Sarah? Good to, you know, take your shoes off and drop them on the floor. I hope you have something, you know, to enjoy, whether it's a glass of wine, some iced tea, something. Be able to sit and relax. Maybe you have this up on the 200-inch screen in your living room, so you get to see like a 7-foot image of me standing in your living room. That would be very comforting.
Oh, God, no.
It'd be like having Jack the Ripper wake you up in the middle of the night. But I'll be smiling.
A 500-inch screen? Really, Alaska?
Is there one as big as that? I just made
don't
it up.
know.
Unless
Okay,
you're talking about,
I didn't hear you say that, but
I said
you did.
something 200 or something. Unless you are talking about a jumbotron screen at some kind of a sports
Sorry, Sarah.
facility, or maybe a theater screen, you could go with that. But I assume that's still projected image. Let's see.
Alaska
I made it up.
She was
Okay.
just after you.
Well, that's good. I'm glad. That means
Grizz is
I'm
gonna
rubbing off on you.
Project you live into the toilet seat.
Grizz,
Yes.
I deserve as much. I'd probably offend the bacteria.
Oh, the other day,
What's that?
I went into the bathroom.
Oh, would you please? It's not like you've never done such a thing, and you're going to tell me?
Yes.
All
How
right.
many times have you walked in after me?
So
and
apparently,
seen poop in
the other
toilet?
day,
It
was
like
2
a
days
fucking
ago.
Grenade.
It resembled the shape of a grenade, a U.S. standard issue grenade.
A little misshapen.
It's like, you know, you could see
It had
the
bumps on it and
finger
everything.
indentations and the pin. Yes, it was a turd. And unfortunately, I forgot to pull the lever
How
after
can you
I was
forget to
finished.
flush after you drop?
I had a lot of things to do.
He was on his phone. He probably didn't even wash his hands.
I did wash the hands, but I probably washed the hands and forgot to do the flush. That's what I'm thinking happened. And I'm not going to admit to anything else. I don't care what you all say on there. So where are we?
Practice using flushing frenzy.
Oh, you know, I was even thinking about earlier setting that up. Maybe next week we'll do it.
Cleansing next week.
Well, that would be something to go with cleansing.
Oh,
We could
okay.
play. So Flushing Frenzy is a game we picked up at a suggestion
And I think it was of
Soul,
Loopsy
wasn't it?
Oopsie. Soul
Or Loopsy Oopsie or Soul Cecina. One of the two of you told us to get this
There
game.
plugs Joe.
So Flush and Frenzy is like you roll a dice after you get the game going, and it tells you how many times you flush. And whether you or the other person who's
Catches
not
the
pushing the
turd.
lever, if the turd gets released up into the air, it's like spring loaded, it's like a toilet
It's a toilet.
tank, you know, and the toilet thrown, and it pops up, and a little smiling turd guy pops up. So you've got to catch him. And I think it should be like you have to be seated, and you have to be able to catch it from a seated position. None of this standing around and stuff. We got to cut this back. Well, thank you, Loopsy Oopsie. You're so nice.
Hey, Heidi.
And hello, Heidi Berggraff. I got it, Berggraff.
I wasn't going there.
Mr. Hanky or Nutty to Friendly Dump. What was my favorite little turd.
Did you thank Loopsy?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, just want to make sure.
I think I said thank you, right, Loops? Oopsie, for your tip. Thank you. I was thinking about Love, Liquor, and Lies. I'm sorry I'm bringing it up. And the little turd that was through the whole series. Yes, I've co-starred with a turd in a full-length movie-length production produced by one of the best
Miss
younger
Mountain Cat,
film creators in the
Patrick
Mid-Atlantic.
Nicolucci.
Yes, I did, and I'm proud. I'm listed as a actor on Google. How I ever got my listing, I don't know. Somebody
Hey,
up
Patrick,
there likes
they
me.
couldn't find his. He's got to go to a different doctor.
Oh no, it's worse than that. So you're supposed to have 4 or 5 parathyroid glands, yada yada yada. I was told they're like on the back of your thyroid.
For normal people.
Normal people. So they supposedly take some kind of an image.
Rick, don't go there.
I
Don't
will.
No.
I'm,
Rick,
stop.
no.
Stop
no,
it.
You stop.
I can have free expression. Quit denying me free expression.
I am going to deny you because you go way too far.
I'm just going to make the point that the scan, whatever was
they
done.
always go in regardless of what the scan says.
Oh, okay.
And if you had watched the fucking video, you would have known that.
So they go in with a scan that doesn't show jack after they show it to us. But that they do this scan, instead of getting a piece of equipment that actually would work, they use this. So now, after they can't find any of my glands, and they do 60 a day, they're the best in the world, yada yada yada. Can't even find 1 out of 4.
That's because yours are not where, because they migrated.
I don't care. I think they made up this whole embryology stuff for every
They
patient,
did. Would you
just to
stop
cover up
blocking
their.
my darts?
So they say, oh well, we know a guy at another hospital. You know, the type of people who crack open your ribs and do heart surgery, a thoracic surgeon. Yeah, we can get one of them. But guess what? They have a special procedure. They can come in through the side and go around your heart and your lungs and come all the way down here to the little place below the sternum in your chest. And that's apparently where my dangling gland is, because the super machine they had at this hospital where I first went, and I won't name it so I don't get sued, but they got a big signal from down here. Only one. Maybe all 4 of them are in one big
I think
cocoon.
they're in a cluster.
They're in a cluster fuck
But then,
down
of course,
there.
since Rick is Rick, a lot of times there is some type of string, wrong word, but that's the only way I can describe it, that they can fish up and pull it.
But with me, they couldn't even do that.
Because he doesn't have any, because he's a Serra.
So
He
because
is a
I
Rick
have
Serra.
strange
How are
anatomy,
you doing that?
strange anatomy.
Oh, I gotcha.
Stop it.
No.
I was just telling people, you tell her. I was telling people how happy I am to be with you, and it's been 33 years of blissful marriage, and that I'm so lucky. Didn't I say this, people, that I'm so lucky to have you? And then you come out here, you brought me a drink,
Yes,
I
I did.
appreciate it, but now you're heavy on the damn darts. I can't even speak. It's my own show, and I can't talk because my wife tells me I can't.
No.
Now she'll say, you can do whatever you want, and she'll get pissed at me and walk out. I know, that's what women do. They play with your head. And you
I'm
dare
gonna
to
play
do
with
that
something,
again.
and it's not going to be your head.
Ow! You dare to argue with me again. And You will be crying like a baby in the corner.
Well, congratulations, Patrick. April 7th is his 39th wedding anniversary.
Well, how come mine's only the 33rd?
Because we haven't been married as long as he has.
Oh, I thought you were talking about us.
I said, Patrick.
Patrick Nicolucci, happy anniversary, buddy. Good to have you on board. I really didn't know you were here, but now I do because I looked and I saw.
Even though I said his name 2 times.
I'm even wearing the hearing aids, but you know how it is, unfortunately.
I think he programmed the hearing aids not to hear my voice.
Attention deficit disorder. That's what it is. I've been developing this disorder
He wishes, Shaylee.
since I met her, even before we got married. I've been practicing this. This disorder's been afflicting me for 35 or 36 years. All right. Enough of that chit chat. Let's talk about
You
something
like
serious.
the solids? I can make it quiet, baby.
I'm looking at
Hey,
the.
Big Steve Live. Hello there.
Is he really?
It says Big Steve Live. I don't think that's your brother.
Oh, okay.
I never ever heard anybody refer to Steve as Big.
Oh, I see up there. Hi there, Big Steve. I'm Little Ricky. If you've ever seen any of me on video, you know that I'm lying about being little anything.
We
Good to
had
have
a
you.
sister-in-law who was born on April 1st. That was a pretty bad joke.
That was my brother's first wife.
Hey, Albert. Hello there.
Now, I do have some great nephews, 2 of them exactly,
Nephews?
a nephew and a niece.
You have a niece and a nephew.
A niece and a nephew.
You're getting worse than I
Ben
am.
and Chrissy. God bless you both. My, actually godson, but my nephew, Ben, is working on a master's degree, and
Thanks, Shaylee.
his sister, I'm not sure exactly what she does, but one thing she loves to do is anything to take care of animals as a vet tech or any other kind of a position. She's migrated to those kind of jobs. So, great people. They got my brother's heart. They got none of me. But that's okay. I'm not their father. So why do I care? All right, it's enough. I'm a master. You can put the bait on the hook and catch the bass faster than anybody else. Is that what you mean, Patrick? That's excellent. I also see that your musical outfit has several engagements very soon. Now, didn't I already do this? Yes. Patrick, you know that you have the power to share a link,
Oh, wait a minute.
if you would like to, for Madhouse. So whenever you come on here, you have my blessing by being moderated. Yes.
Hazel Peck 712.
Yes.
Vets and vet tech saved their 11-year-old puss.
Oh, that's great.
Yes, it is. It's wonderful.
I want to thank Kotex for their support. And I'm sure there's other female product companies that I could name that also were helpful. This is a record number of projectiles in one episode.
I don't think so.
And we're at 69 minutes. Of course, I look at 69 minutes. Isn't that
Yeah,
good?
that's his favorite number. He
Yes.
loved me last year the whole time I was 69.
Yep.
As soon as I turned 70, he's kicked me to the curb.
I don't know why. But it was a tasty year.
Oh, fuck. Oh, by the way, I took an edible earlier. Kotex, Playtex, always with wings, Rick.
Thank you.
There you go.
Was all three sponsored. Thank you. It was a group
Oh,
effort.
Jimmy Rick is back.
Jimmy Rick is never really gone. He just sort of is in more than one place at the same time. Spring break. Oh, look, man. I couldn't believe it. The water here. We had that nasty red tide. For most of the time we've been down here.
Wait a minute, start at the beginning. Rick said this morning after he got up, I should say early afternoon,
It was like 10:30.
"We're going to go to the beach today." I said, "Yeah, it's going to be a good day." And then I remembered I had a 1:40 appointment to have blood drawn.
I hate having to do medical appointments, don't you know? You know what I mean?
So I said, "Well, you go, I'll Uber. I'll get the blood work done and I'll Uber back home." So anyway, what we did, Rick dropped me off at the place.
It's a
And
hospital. It's
and
called a
he-
hospital.
And he went to the beach. I had my blood drawn.
Reddington Shores Beach.
I walked over to Panera and had brunch. And then I called an Uber and came home.
Water
So he got to go to the beach.
in the
and
upper
I had a
70s.
vampire.
It's like this color in the water. The water is clear down to your feet. I saw a fish shortly after I first went out. After more and more people got out in the water, of course, you know what happens to fish. They move away. But just absolutely lovely. Of course, on the west coast here in Florida, we have a calmer water with the Gulf of Mexico. On the east coast, with the Atlantic Ocean, you have significantly stronger waves coming in. And you have to be much more on your P's and Q's, or you'll be rolled into the sand sometimes with a strong wave. It catches you and knocks you right down. Next thing you know you're just sort of swimming around in the sand that's floating 1 foot from the bottom. And then you come up and you got the sand all
What are
in
you
your
talking
hair.
about? You've really lost me.
On the Atlantic, in the water,
Okay.
in the surf. You know more than anybody how it can pound you.
Oh, yeah.
We love to go to the Atlantic Ocean in Maryland on its eastern shore, and we go to a barrier island named Assateague, partly operated as a state park and federal park. And it's a lovely place to go, but it's been harder and harder to get there and get a new reservation year to year, and we indeed could not get a reservation.
For 23, it'll be the first year.
First year in years, so we
in 30 years?
we
33
have
years.
got to get on the ball and get a reservation
We
this year.
tried.
Well, we got to get one for next year, this year.
We tried last year.
We tried
this
for
year.
weeks and came up empty. So, 22 was the last
This
time
will be the first year in 33 years
that we haven't been down
Yep.
there at least once. There might have been one year for some problem or something that
Yeah,
came
but
up,
usually
but
it was May and October.
we used to go there because it was not expensive to just camp out in a tent. That's what we did. And we could go and take a weekend, like add a Friday, add a Monday, make it 4 days. And we would do that in the spring, in May, to celebrate our
Wedding anniversary.
on May 12th of the year. And then the same in October to
For your
celebrate
birthday.
my birthday on October 7th.
And that's it. Then we switched to all electric.
Yes.
And that's when we started having problems, but nothing like it is now.
Yeah. Electric, we need electric. It's just, I'm sorry, we're too old for climbing into a tent in the sand,
Hey, Rick,
and I
check
need a machine.
Rick, check with Jeff. He has an apartment on Bayside in Ocean City. Oh, what is that?
Where?
Right there. It's a big beetle or something. Right there on the ground.
Oh,
there.
okay. Yeah, it's called a roach.
Oh!
Yeah, it's called a palmetto bug.
Oh, God. It's the first one I've seen.
It was a early instar common palmetto bug or roach.
Wait a minute. Why do they call them palmetto?
I don't know. So it's palms.
That did not look like a roach.
It is a roach.
But it's not the roach that
It's a
I'm
little
used to.
different than.
Okay. All
Look,
right.
we have the German cockroach and the American cockroach. There are two different cockroaches that we usually see, and then the water bug people call the water bug. It's called the Oriental cockroach.
Okay.
Now this one is an additional,
But we don't have that up in Baltimore.
and you don't have them up
Okay.
north.
That's why I didn't recognize it.
No, you have them in a more southern climate. They live outside. They eat and help to decay the leaf litter and plant debris. They're a very good beneficial insect. They're just gross because of being in our homes.
Oh,
When I was a child growing up, I had to live with the stigma of roaches in our house. We don't know how we got them. We think the paper bag and the paper boxes, cardboard boxes that brought the groceries in. It's so embarrassing to have these. I remember coming home, I might have been drinking a little. I might have been doing a couple of these things. But I'd come into the kitchen, turn the light on, take a step into the room,
and they run.
and I heard one time. I'm certain I was not so potted that I was imagining it. It chirped at me.
Well,
Now,
I have to say,
Spin Dallas may still be here. Please help me out here. Do roaches have the ability to make a chirping sound?
yes, they do. I will have to tell you, the first night we were together, and you took me like around Robin's barn to get to your house because you lived with your parents,
Oh, God.
and I didn't know that. And we walked into the kitchen, you turned the light on. I saw them scatter.
Oh, right.
That turned me off.
Right from the beginning.
Yes.
We eventually tore out the walls of that kitchen. Then we insulated those walls after they were to the bare studs. Didn't we have fun? And then we also found a rotten spot in the wall where there was actually a hole to the outdoors. Fixed that, of course. This was my childhood home, and my mother had it. My dad had passed on, and it's like, what do we do now? So, try to sell it. Didn't have any nibbles. Rented it for a couple of years. That became a big pain in the butt. Finally, decided to sell it again. But this time, Darlene and I talked about it. We said, tell you what, and we laid out like a program. You give us X in terms of money.
No, she pays for all the materials and labor.
Yeah. But we did all the management and we did all the demo and dirty stuff.
Yeah.
And then paid people to do installation of new floors, etc.
No, well, what they did, they refinished the wooden floors. Those floors
Oh,
were
well,
beautiful.
no. There were some floors that were in need of total fixing up, like the back of the house, to then put a new vinyl covering on top of it.
Hey,
I
dingle
don't-
dangle!
But it was really mostly ceilings that needed more help than anything else. And repainting, re-trimming, taking all of the tacks that were in the
Oh.
wall-to-wall carpet, including up the steps.
Well, see, Rick didn't do the steps. He was down here in Florida.
I was helping my mother actually move into here.
Correct. And he didn't expect me to do anything, but I figured, what am I doing? I
So
went up
she-
and I pulled the carpet off the steps.
And all
And the living
of
room.
the tacks.
Oh my God, whoever put that damn carpet in.
They must have had
Excessive amount.
a super excessive amount. The idiot was like, for like every 2 inches, he had like 30 staples.
Well, that's a little exaggerated.
But, I mean,
it was
not
a
much.
hell of a lot.
Not much. Anybody have the pleasure of taking staples out of hardwood floors?
And then right
Not
before,
really an easy way.
then right before, Mom, we were actually going to put it on the market, she had a couple realtors come in.
Right.
And I kept telling Rick, I'm not painting that basement. I'm not painting that basement. I'm not painting that basement. They said, well, you need AC and you need to do something
To
with
that
the
basement. So we did everything.
Yeah, well, yes, we did, but I did the majority of the painting
Oh, well,
in that
yes.
basement.
Yes. But we
It
did,
was old paneling, and I think I had to put, it was a base coat.
yes. To
What do they
seal it
call
first.
And then I think I had to put 4 coats of
It was
paint on that
ridiculous
thing.
to cover all that. And we just went basic. We just went to a light gray, I think, didn't
Hey,
we?
little squash.
And then white woodwork and wall-to-wall carpeting in the front of the basement. But then we repainted the walls that were plaster and other kind of material, but they all got totally painted. So there was a membrane of paint. This house was built in 1929. So, and then we did deck paint on the floor, put a new hookup for dryer
Uplifting siren.
and washer in the basement. It had been on the first floor, and we changed that area to a half bath, a proper half bath. That used to be just a small laundry area. So we did the best we could with the house, and then the air conditioning was put in actually by my ex-son-in-law. And that was a well-done installation, especially the ductwork.
Ampersand 83.
He said, that's the key, we need a good guy, and I know him. So he did the ductwork, and I never realized this, but if you're putting in air conditioning, putting it in your attic is excellent. You will go all the way down, drop through to the first floor, but the cold air will go all the way down to your basement without even worrying about it. You'll just go down there. So you'll have a cool basement and you'll have a nice air conditioned home. That house had radiator heat and air conditioning. When we sold it, it had both
It
systems.
sold within 2 days.
It sold in 2 days. The person who sold or bought the house and her husband, the floor sold it.
On the first level.
Yes.
Good thing it was covered by carpet. It was beautiful. It was hardwood, but it had inlays.
Inlays.
With
It was
designs in each
in the
corner.
hardwood floor. It's intricate work. I'm not sure how far it goes in terms of the style through the country, but it certainly was a common thing in the Baltimore area. And you'd have these inlays of different colors of wood into the corners. You might make a box pattern or something like that, if you care about those kind of things.
It was beautiful.
We transformed that house to a form I never got to enjoy when I lived there.
Yep.
But the next generation, they got a beautifully redone 1929 house.
Yep. The kitchen was beautiful. I kept telling Rick because he wanted to change the window in the kitchen. I said, we shouldn't do it. We shouldn't do it. We shouldn't do it. But then we had to do it. And he was right. It turned out great.
It was one of the most magnificent features in the back of the house was an extremely large window to look out into the backyard. It
Where
really,
the sink was,
yes.
and you looked out, and I mean, it really was. I was afraid of what we were going to run into. I can't believe we're still married after that.
I know. We worked on that from February to like July. Then it didn't sell, and we were in it again in August because of the paint job in the basement. And it sold by the end of August.
It was like within 2 days.
So
I like to say 1 day, but it went for asking price,
yep.
and for that area, it was pretty good. But Mom did put a lot of money into it.
But
she reaped.
But she reaped so much more.
Because the first thing we did, we tried to sell we buy houses.
If somebody will buy it as is, and they were barely going to give her anything towards what it was worth. I think, was it like 45,000 or something in that range?
That would be high.
You think it was lower than that?
Yeah.
So the house ended up selling for a little over 200,000. And now that would probably be valued at 260 with the way things are, I think. Because that sold in 2013. So where are we now? We're close to the end of night.
Close to the end, guys.
We've had a good time. I hope you have. How's it been doing in the chat room? Have you guys been having some good chat back there?
Yes, they have.
Now, I think it would be important to...
Don't forget the Discord. You got great guys running it.
Yes.
It's
Gal
very
and
friendly.
girl, boy, girl.
Well,
No, boy,
I
girl,
said
boy.
guys, that's...
All right, whatever. So,
Gender neutral.
Shay Lee Cowan's right there. So, click, somebody post your link for Discord after, the show, or do it now after it's clicked.
Sentinel
And
program.
go there. Check it out. And it might be a good place to go to hang out when you want to kill some time, but you'd rather interact rather than just, you don't want to just search. You want to maybe chat with somebody.
You don't want to do what Rick does. He's like just scrolling. He doesn't even know what he's looking for.
It's like the reels from Instagram, TikTok, all the above. Even on Facebook, I'm a real scroller. I admit it. I scroll and scroll. I can spend 45 minutes sitting on the toilet just scrolling.
Oh, yes, he can. Easily.
And then they start yelling, "Come on, I want to use the bathroom."
I say, don't take your phone in.
As long as I turn the fan on, that's one important thing at least.
And flush the damn toilet.
Maybe I should get some of that toilet water that you put a couple of drops on the water
God.
before you go, and
It's just an oil.
when it slips in there, it traps the vapors under the oil layer. Sometimes they have like lavender or other soothing scents. I bet you some of you have some of that poopery ready to drop into your toilet when that time comes. Well, is there anything I wanted to say before we go? No, I think not. I'm not sure if there is anybody on or who will watch this before tomorrow, but if you are going to be up at Newport
Oh,
Richie
but
for the festival, the Chessa.
wait a minute. Somebody asked about an update from Mom.
Oh,
Let me give that.
for my
She,
mother?
she made her appointment on Thursday.
Okay.
They placed the seeds. We're waiting for a call from the scheduler, but she's supposed to have an appointment this coming Wednesday for the simulation. And what that means is she'll go, they will make a cradle for her to sit in for the radiation, and they'll do a test to make sure that she's comfortable, and when the radiation goes, she can stay in that position for the amount of time, which apparently isn't that long. The setting up is longer than
Yes.
the actual radiation. So, and at that time, we're supposed to get a schedule.
Now, the cradle is an odd thing, but they physically create this for you to sit upon. So you are precisely, exactly lined up the way you need to be every time.
Yep. And then we go from there. They say they do Monday through Friday. I'm hoping they can start the Monday after the simulation, but who knows?
Who knows
we might
when?
have to wait a week before we
I
start.
hope it doesn't start longer than that.
I
Because
do
we're
too.
looking at, she has to go through 5 weeks of 5 days a week from an external radiation source. Then after that, she goes back for 3 more weeks for a total of 5
Five.
sessions.
But we don't know if it follows right behind the external,
Or if
we
it is
have to
a
wait.
distance between it, or date and week or something in between starting that process. But they want to do that second process where they actually put a device that holds the source of radioactivity into my mother. So, and then it stays there for whatever period of time is ordered, and that's done 2 times in the first week of that treatment, two times
two,
in
and
the
one.
second, and then one last additional. So after that second treatment, that is not as many times.
But it's very
What will be
invasive.
happening then?
It's very invasive.
Invasive and
Think of
uncomfortable.
an internal,
If you're a woman, you can understand.
and they put the tube up there, and the radiation comes from the tube. She's 93 years old.
Yes.
Yes, she is a warrior.
Yeah. She's a very strong lady, and it's a pattern. It goes with these folks that we called, or Tom Brokaw called. You ever hear of him, Tom Brokaw, news reporter? The greatest generation. The generation that got us through World War II. There's a bunch of very tough men and women, and our country
Rosie the Riveter.
holding together at a time that was so important. You got me in the neck.
I'm sorry. This
She
is
hit me.
not-
She hit me right
I'm
where,
aiming, Rick. I'm
right
aiming
where I
look.
don't give a dang. I don't give a dang. She hit me where I had the incision, where they cut my neck open.
Well, you took the damn Band-Aid off. Don't tell me it fell off. I'm not going to fall for it.
I wasn't going to leave a dirty Band-Aid stuck on me for
Supposed to
3
stay there till
weeks.
it falls off.
Well, it fell off when I
Hey,
pulled it
Commodus
off.
Hero.
So my
Oh,
mom's got to go through a lot of
thank you.
shit. So we will be here,
Yes, it was loaded
and it might be into the month of June. This would be
in
a
Alaska.
first time for us to be down here that long. But that's it. Whatever we have to go through, the whole thing we just hope is that this would stop it, end this cancer, and let my mother have peace for whatever time she's blessed with. And speaking of time, we're going to have to say
Comatose hero,
goodbye.
your sister will be in my prayers.
I want to see.
Comatose heroes, their sister is going through the same thing right now with lung cancer.
Oh, God. God bless her, too. So I said this earlier, and if Comatose Hero, if you'd like to do this, anybody else I mentioned, we do this. I'll do multiple people if it's happening to more families. Write me an email. Tell me the name. Tell me the story, what's going on. I'll put out a message and ask for prayers. Prayers or positive vibes, empathy towards helping your loved one or helping you. But you got to let us
Sarah
know.
R., thank you very much.
And if you let us know, we do it readily. We're
Can
happy
you see
to.
this?
Love Friday nights with you guys. Thank you, Sarah. We love Friday nights with you as well. This has been a long tradition. Year number 4 now is in progress.
Michael Mooney,
We always like people who have the
one more birthday.
same last
Didn't
name.
we sing to you? Michael Mooney's birthday was last week.
Did we sing to you, Michael Mooney?
Just go ahead and sing.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Thanks, Spindalis.
Happy birthday, dear
Michael Mooney.
Michael Mooney. Happy birthday to you.
Good night, everyone. No!
Good night, everybody. It's Sandy Gay. Bitch, I'm in charge now. Good night.